Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager. This is episode 17. We are ready to kick off a new year, and I've started that with contract negotiations. First off, our equipment suppliers expired. We have new deals in place, but also, even though I had 1 year left on the contract for uni, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to extend and upgrade said contract, and she is willing to negotiate. It looks like we're going to move her up from secondary player to a promising player, which is totally fine by me, as it doesn't 3 year extension. That's fine by me. That extension bonus is easy to get. Let's see if we can add a little bit more in terms of academy money coming back. But we already know that the bulk of the money is okay. She accepts, so good. Uh, the bulk of the money is coming out of the infrastructure. So marketing value has gone up quite a bit. So what we're getting is going to drop quite a bit from where it was, but that is okay. We signed with Wilson and Nike, and we're on to those goals for the year. So this is that tricky part, because last year the goals were too optimistic and we kind of did just enough to hang on. But of course, that was all down to the balancing. This year, we already know what to expect. We'll see if Uni knows what to expect, or if she's going to be asking for a bit too much. Yeah, she wants to be in the top 100. I do not think we're going to be climbing that high just yet. Let's see if we can back that off a little bit. Top 150, I think, is very reasonable. And no youth goals at all for Uni in the coming year. She is fully committed to being a World Tour player and developing there. So for the second year in a row, we have a objective from the academy that says we need to upgrade our sports center to level 2. We are right at level 1 right now, so we've got a full level to cover. That is going to take a bit of upgrades. So let's start with some cheaper, easier ones like a video tactical room. Minimal cost now and in the future, and it'll help boost us up. None of these sports center upgrades are really going to bring us in significant money, and that's one of the downsides on that. But that's what you got to deal with, I suppose. The hard court and the clay courts are a little bit cheaper, and the indoor courts are a little bit cheaper. In fact, all 4 courts. Maybe that's what I need to get all of them upgraded. Actually, the good thing is they kind of balance themselves out at least. So we'll see where those 5 upgrades put us before we go any further along. I want to do just enough to get it to level 2 this year. Middle of December, so it's just training right now. I did a couple things. One, I'm continuing to focus in specific areas for Uni, but I've got my eyes set on something, and there's a message about it here in a moment. But agility and anticipation, both going +1. Hance comes back as a 2-star potential, 1.5-star potential for Lynn, but this is the one I've been waiting for. Grant looks to have pretty good potential. Little disappointing on what actually came about this one, because it looked like it could be as much as 4.5 stars, but it does look like with a little training, you could have a pretty solid player here with Tyra Katarina Grant. And I think we might just go after the 15-year-old here. She's already got some quality and certainly has potential and looks to have, a fairly high ceiling. Could be a pretty good player to add. She's not with the club right now. She's already fairly intelligent. She's got a good return, which I like in terms of the technical attributes. And in fact, she's also fairly accurate to begin with. So this is a player who's technically already in the direction that I would have her go early on. Also, physically is starting to develop a couple 10s already. So, not too bad off. And she's got good intelligence, not far from where you'd want it. So this is a player in the mold that I would want. Now, beyond that, progress is standard, which means She wouldn't necessarily develop terribly early. She'd be a little bit of a slow starter on that. She's opportunistic. Okay, asks for a bigger signing bonus. That wouldn't be a problem now at 15. Hot-headed. Events of the match impact her more greatly. But she is charismatic. It helps with the fame. None of those are terrible. They're just not necessarily good. And she likes deviation play, which is very much the style that I want in players. So, you know what? Let's give her a shot. A little surprising that she wants to be a promising player, but you know what? That's okay. Two-season deal is also okay. We'll deal with that. Yeah, smaller signing bonus, high academy numbers. We'll bump that up just a little bit. And there you go. All right, we've got ourselves our first additional academy player besides Uni. I've just signed the deal with Grant. I'm going to have to get a couple extra staff members to help support her development, but the short-term target for Uni was backhand accuracy, getting to 13, and we've reached it. The forehand accuracy also already at 13, as is returns. So that's going to give us some options to now focus on something else. Maybe bringing spins along might be the next one that I would like to do. Obviously, the physicals are all where we want. Stamina, even though it's only 12, I'm okay with stamina staying put for a little while. We seem to be doing just fine in that department. So physically, mentally, we don't need to train much. Occasionally, we'll want to put into stamina to eventually get that to 13, but certainly not urgent any longer. But getting those first 3 ticked off on the 13s. Serve accuracy, I definitely want to bring up, but I think I'm going to bring up spins first. So we're going to go ahead and focus on spins for a while. That should really boost that along fairly quickly, for the next couple levels anyway. I don't even know what level she is, but we have a much higher reputation trainer who is actually willing to talk to us. As I've been going down the list, there's a lot of no still as we're building reputation, but it's definitely better than where we were at a year ago. But Ariana Hance, as an American, is more willing to sign for an American group, but she's got a 5 in terms of her experience level, so I would imagine she's going to be fairly good. I am not going to negotiate with her because she is low on patience. We're going to accept exactly what she asks for, and then we'll see where she slots in at as a trainer, but I would imagine she's going to be a bit of a boost for us. Well, that's not good. I didn't have staff hired yet. Grant gets signed first. I've got all these deals in principle, but it takes about a week or a handful of days anyway to get people signed up. So without a physio assigned to Grant gets hurt in training and is going to miss up to 2 weeks. Even without any negotiation whatsoever, 2 of the 3 that we offered jobs to, the physio and the coach, have both denied us. So ouch on that part. Hance did sign though, so that's a good one. And we're on to goals for Grant. We'll see what we can do with her this season. Of course, as a youth player, that will be her focus. So our first coach, Ariana Hance, has joined in now, giving us a boost to technical training. May, the one coach that we had, the one trainer that we had on staff, was 2.5 stars. Hance now gives us 3.5 stars. So we have gotten a bit of a boost. Plus, with them even doubling up on Uni, is going to make us that much better at technical training than before. Game plan, still a major weakness for us. May, that's not her strength, but for myself covering physical and tactical training for Uni, that's one of those key reasons why we leveled up so fast in that area. But overall, as a coach with the limited capability, we weren't able to put in as much. But you can see how good Hance is with the training. Second time around, I have 2 coaches ready to sign on. Well, a coach and a physio ready to sign on. So our staff is definitely growing, plus 3 from what it was. So one problem that I just ran into is I don't have a slot for a physio. So it wasn't about the number of athletes we can have. I can't recruit a physio because we only have enough slots for one. It's going to come through infrastructure. Some sort of upgrade in here is going to allow additional staff. I would imagine somewhere here in the medical center might be the responsible piece for that. Big goal this year for Uni is to qualify for one of the Grand Slams. So we should get 4 opportunities with our ranking being in the top 150 as it is. Hopefully we can hang on to that top 150 because it has come down, about 25 spots from where it was. I'm going to spend a lot of time training, developing this year, trying to get good enough. I don't know if we're good enough yet. We might be the favorite of our group of 8 to qualify with that higher seed, but that doesn't actually make us the favorite, right? We were somewhere between 400 and 500 in actuality after the balancing. I think we pushed up to 300 to 400. I think soon our aim should be 200 to 300 if we're not already there, and our next 2 matches should be in that 200 to 300 opposition range. So we've probably got the capability of winning these, but I think it's going to be tight. Let's see, how tight is it? Yeah, balanced, but not as good. We do get through that first one, but it was a very close first set. So yeah, maybe we are in that 200 to 300 range now. This is the new staff member we added, a coach, and based on what you have here, you figure we've got to put them with Grant. Kissel, decent as the coach. Head-to-head direct on-court influence is, well, good. How's he going to do in physical training? Yeah, not good. How's he going to do here? Okay, that's good. Here. Oh, there. Kissel. Big boost for Kissel here. That just leaves us with no quality in the physical training side. Kissel's already at 3. May just got bumped down, so I think we can use May on this one. And yeah, so that's only one weak point when it comes to the training for Grant. For a young team, not too bad. I definitely worry about Golubic in the 3rd qualifying round, but we still have to get through Druguet first. Druguet, right? French. So Druguet is going to offer a bit of a challenge. We might have that 100 spots, but again, we've been fortunate. It is considered balanced, but I think we are just on the back foot for this one. Ooh, squeezing out the victory. 7 aces versus her 5 double faults, absolutely a factor. And that's about 12 points right there. And our advantage was 16. Total winners, slightly behind. But the unforced errors, we kept it really, really clean to just squeak by. So I think the assessment of pushing up into that 200 to 300 range now feels appropriate, as we just beat 2 players in that 200 to 250 portion of the rankings. But of course, it's still fairly wild when you're outside of the top 100, outside of the top 50 even, where somebody's going to beat somebody and somebody's going to lose to somebody, and the ranking doesn't mean a whole lot. You're not as consistent. So your strength versus their strength, your next opponent's going to have a different strength. So how that turns out long term is, well, anybody's guess. You got to get consistent. You've got to have more than one strength. You've got to eliminate weaknesses, so on and so forth. Golubic at 153, probably going to be a bit tough. It is considered balanced, but again, she's better form. High serve intensity. That's been our consistent go-to here lately. Let's go ahead and participate in this one head-to-head.
First set.
All right, match underway. At least we didn't start off with a double fault as we
15 love.
faulted in the first place. Nobody watching, as it's just qualifiers right now. No crowd on hand.
15-0. Second service.
In terms of the fatigue factor, I'm feeling it a little bit, and she is as fresh as can be. The opponent, she started at 99, if not 100%, and we trail 15-30 here in the opening game. Now, as it's just a qualifier, we are going to go fairly quickly through this one. I didn't want to fully quick sim, but I did want to... there we go. Get her eventually, but that was a tough point to earn. We are going to go quite fast. In fact, we're going to go triple speed or 50 times speed here for the opening set. Game 1 is ours. We almost steal game 2, but cannot quite do so. Same in game number 4. But we do break in the next game to lead. Hold serve. It's 5-3. 40 love. Chance to take the opening set.
Second service.
We broke once and held serve throughout, and that is enough to go 6-3 in the first set. The advantage that she had on us in terms of fatigue, just about gone away now. She's still ahead of us by about 10%, I'd say. But it's definitely a closer gap than it was. Let's go times 2 speed for at least the first couple games. We certainly have the advantage here. She'll have to win the set to force a third. If we win the set, obviously, we qualify. We move on. Oh, we looked comfortable in the early stages of that second game, and then she battled back, pushed it. We had advantage. She equalized. We had advantage again. She equalized, and then she ended up stealing the game from us. So here in the second set, not off to the same good start that we had on the previous one, holding serve throughout. Chance to break here multiple times, chance to break. Unable to do so. And then she ends up winning the game. So that is twice in this set that we've been on the brink of having the game and lost out. Finally, we win just our second game out of 6 in this set. And now she's on the verge of equalizing. Not a very good second set. And here we are with service and trailing. And then we double fault our way to giving the set away. Ouch on that part. The fatigue factor also setting in a little bit. I think we're back to about 15% difference between the two of us. Final set. Decisive final set. Will we qualify? We are pumped. She is concerned, so at least we have that. We are in the right mood entering this third set. But we are not off to a good start. 15-40. Battling back. Deuce. Again, deuce after she had advantage. That's in? No. No, that was out. Oh.
Second service.
Come on.
Game. 2 games too low.
Massive unforced error there. That was an easy one to play over the net.
15.
And we somehow knocked it almost straight down.
15-0. 4. Second set.
Bad start to the third set. Similar to the second. Ooh.
30-15.
Did she reach that one?
40-15.
Yeah, we are in trouble now here, folks. You got it. You got it.
40-30.
Nice point there. Good winner.
Fault. Second service.
Attacking wide.
3 games too low.
Already down 3 games here in this decisive set. I think it's over. Obviously must win in this game. Trailing love 30 is not a good start to it either. But we do finally win a game here. But she's going to easily bounce back. We didn't even score a point in that game, and now it's 1-4. Again on the must-win category. We do have advantage here.
Fault. Second service.
On the fatigue side, there you go.
Four
On the
games
fatigue
to
side, that
two.
was a must-win point. We could not afford to go back down to deuce. It's 2-4.
15
We
love.
still have a hope, but I think it's going to require
Fold.
breaking
Second
here.
set.
Trailing 5-2 is not going to give us enough of a
15-0.
chance. So we have to break her on this one to close that gap to 4-3. And then,
13-15.
you win our game with serve, and it's 4-4. At that point, then you can afford to go down 5-4, but we cannot afford.
14-15.
Wow, fantastic point there. And we are in trouble. 15-40. How did she reach that?
5 games to 2.
I don't know how she's reaching some of these balls. I really do not know how she's reaching these balls. And she ended up winning the game from it. And now we're in big trouble. She was on the other end. She was near the sideline and somehow reached the opposite sideline with one lunge.
15-0.
No steps, just straight lunge. She lunged at least 10 feet. Apparently she's a long jumper.
Out. 15-30.
Unforced error there. We're done now. We're done. Trailing 2-5. Like I said, we had to win that one. We hold serve this time to at least push it a little bit further, but so we're up here. Chance to break. Have I spoken too soon? Please let me insert foot into mouth. As it's now 4 games to 5. We have battled back. We're still alive for now. Attacking the net with service. Come on. Yes. Could it be?
Second service. Out. 15-0.
Oh. Too long there on the would-be winner. We are definitely into the fatigue mode, though.
15-30.
Great job getting across court to that one. That one did not look
30.
impossible to reach. Unlike that previous one, that decisive one. By the way, if we'd be up 5 games to 4 right now, if she hadn't reached that ball. Well, that necessarily wouldn't have decided that game,
30-40.
but we would have been at deuce.
Second service. Game and second set.
I just double faulted again. Both sets were won with the final point coming from a double fault on our part. Here's the good news. Honestly, I did not think we would qualify at this point in the season. I think by the time we get to the 3rd or 4th Grand Slam, we'll have a decent chance of qualifying. So, missing out in the Australian Open in the final qualifying round against the best opposition that we could have faced and coming close, it's encouraging, not discouraging. I find that encouraging. I'm very much going with glass half full on this one. It'll be okay. I think we will qualify this season. And the business center is now fully upgraded, fully complete. We have every single piece of it done. Grand totals, monthly income is $586,000, monthly expenses $112,000. So that is a healthy bonus with nearly $500,000 monthly income coming out of that business center. Best in the business, the only one that is fully upgraded. Now that's going to allow us to turn our attention to other areas, which of course we've already done since the start of the season. We are making progress on the sports center. We've got 4 upgrades in less than a month. We had 1 small upgrade, the video and tactical room, already complete, giving us at least a sliver of that 2nd level. And it's at least not costing us money, as we have a slight positive balance in this department. In the medical center, we have a fairly healthy positive balance in that one. I'm actually tempted to make an upgrade to the balneotherapy because it's got a pretty good positive monthly income with that one as well, even though it would cost a bit of money to complete. And then in the Youth and Scouting Center, there's another positive one with the sports study programs there. I'm tempted to get both of those on the go fairly soon. Aware that I need to get a physio, I just discovered where to unlock the next two. +2 coaches and +2 physios, and actually +1 player overall by improving our sports headquarters, which we've already noted that we need to improve our sports center to level 2. So the sports headquarters is part of that. Therefore, at under 300K, let's go ahead and get that second level here of the sports headquarters on the go. That'll be done in a couple months. So in just a few weeks of focused training, spins has already gone from a mid-level 8 to a mid-level 9, and that was with a tournament in the middle of that stretch as well. So rapid progress happening in the spins department, but as we hit 10-11, that's going to, slow down its pace a little bit. But at the same time, forehand power is up, natural fitness is up, so Uni continues to get better and better. Grant this week did not look very good in training, but she had a tournament, so actually that makes perfect sense as it was just post-tournament training. But when she has trained regularly, she is developing fast. So Grant so far looks not like a bust at all. She looks like a successful signing that could and should become a pretty good player. Right now I have my eye set on our next target, and I do think we actually might want to make a move here fairly soon. We hit 50% evaluation, but it's looking pretty dang good at this point to be up there. At least as good as Grant, if not better. I don't know if she'll be world class, but we're looking like a pretty strong talent for the number 11 and third best youth American player in the rankings, in the youth rankings, Eva Jovic. She's demanding, which, okay, that's fine. I'm not worried about the contracts. We see where the money comes from. It's not from the players, especially when they're young. I don't know how good she is just yet. I don't think I'm going to wait all the way to 100%. I think I want to get her signed here relatively soon. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.